Hello, everybody. Welcome into the show. Just waiting for a few people to show up. Yeah, the window's open. Hopefully, the notification went out to everybody. Oh, hello there. Welcome into the show. We're just waiting on a few more people, and then we'll get started on our discussion. Tonight, we're going to be talking about why it's important to take time to yourself. So I hope you stick around. What's up, Portia? Hello, Ryder. How you doing? Welcome in, everybody. All right, we got 3 likes up there. All right, guys. So, we're just going to wait for just a few more people to show up, see if we can get started on this. But a scald to the first 4 likes. Thank y'all so much. Hello, Sailing Cook. How you doing? Thank you, Ryder. All right. Hello, Jin Jin. We got Jin Jin in the house, everybody. Remember, go check out at JenHolder976, everybody. At JenHolder976. Go check that out. All right, everyone. Let's go on ahead and get started now, shall we? So, before we get started, actually, let me go on ahead and explain some rules. So, I talk for the first 30 minutes about the topic, and then we discuss it afterwards. So, give me just a little bit, and we're going to get started. So, here we go. All right, guys. So, why is it important to take time to yourself? First off, your mental health is more important than most circumstances. Okay, guys? And I say most circumstances because I've been known to put myself, oh, hello, Raymond. But I've been known to put myself through utter stupidity for my friends. So, try not to be that stupid. Anyway, guys, but taking time to yourself, you need to. Why? Because it helps you to relax. It helps you to be able to face the world the next day. It helps you to be able to unwind, to look at the world in a bright light again, instead of down and dreary or gray, or in some cases, absolutely miserable because some people have a bad day. Hello, everybody. Oh, that's cool, Raymond. Thank you. But anyhow, so yeah, you want to be able to take time to ground yourself. You want to be able to take time to go out and appreciate everything you've got. Sit down around you, think about the experiences you went through, think about the good times, even sometimes the bad times, as long as you're learning a lesson from it, and instead of dwelling on it. If you can look back on it and realize, hey, maybe I could have handled this different, or hey, maybe, this wasn't my fault, guys, then that's always a good thing. But taking time to yourself means taking time to heal. And taking time to heal means that you are able to face the world again, guys. And that's an important thing because some people get emotionally drained just from being around humans, other people. Some people actually get anxiety, like my Jin Jin. Some people, like me, end up not always seeing what's around them and getting very confused. I'm a schizophrenic epileptic, so for anybody who's new. But anyhow, guys, so taking time to sit back, reflect on the past, look at yourself, look at the things around you, look at what you have, look at what you want to achieve, look at what it's going to take to get there. This all can be achieved when you sit down and take time to think for yourself instead of letting everybody into your head. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? But Oh, I got you, Raymond. But you know, when you take that time to sit back and reflect, and you can look into these problems, you usually can find a way to solve them. And it takes a will to want to change if they're big problems, if they're bad habits, like smoking. Like I'm fighting like mad against this smoking habit. I'm not necessarily winning, but I'm trying, guys. And then, of course, there's, you know, the whole people who are into alcohol, alcoholism. They've got to sit back and look into themselves, and they've got to want these changes, guys. They've got to sit back. You've got to sit back. If there's something that you want in your life that you've got to achieve, and it's going to take some struggle, you've got to sit back and say, am I ready to take these hits? Am I ready to step into the ring? Am I ready to fight for what I want? Guys, and that takes sitting there, reflecting to yourself and realizing what you want, who you truly are, and where you really want to be. Guys, if you're not where you want to be, find a way to get there. Everyone, I'm not necessarily where I want to be. So I'm trying to find a way to get where I want to be at. I'm writing a book. I'm trying to start a merchandise store. I'm trying to start a charity. I'm trying to find a way to become somebody, guys. Why? Because as a mental health patient, I'm normally considered a burden, and I refuse to be one. Guys. And that took me sitting back, thinking to myself, is this really where I really want to be? Is this who I really want to be? Do I really just want to be a cripple? No, I want to get out. I want to struggle. I want to strive. I want to be that blue collar worker. I want to be that guy that works hard for his family and comes home with a paycheck and is proud of what he's got, not gets one given to them. Guys, I can't stand being on disability. It drives me nuts. But I am. Guys, it's just the way it is, unfortunately for me. But as a schizophrenic epileptic in Texas, I don't really have many options, so I've got to struggle. I've got to strive. And that means that I've got to fight for my dream. And I realized all this when I sat down one day, barefoot, middle of the swamps, just looking around, listening to everything going on. And I figured it out. I realized what I had to do. I had to do something. I had to find a medium. And that came from sitting there thinking. So taking time to yourself, it can heal you. It can give you ideas. It can be your inspiration. It can be your muse. It can be your drive to get up off your butt if you're sitting on it, guys. Because some of us, we have massive dreams, but we're terrified of chasing them. Why? Because we don't know who we are. We don't know what we're capable of. We don't know how strong we are. We don't know how quick we are, how intelligent we can be. We don't know how bright we can shine. And guys, that is something that is an incredible and massive truth. That is something that is power behind it. Why? Because you give yourself power. When you sit down and you think to yourself and you truly take in your surroundings and you truly take in creation and you really think to yourself, who am I? What am I here for? What do I need? What do I want? What will it take to get me there? Guys, you're capable of anything. You can do it. If I can chase my dreams, so can you. I'm just a crazy old swamp rat sitting in the middle of an RV, living off of $87 a month. But I do everything I can to make my life better and to make sure I'm a functioning, working member of society. Why? Because I have a dream. I have a belief, and I'm going to follow it. I'm going to chase it with everything I've got. Why? Because I was raised to be that way. Because my daddy taught me I'm not a quitter. Because my grandpa's taught me that I am strong. And because my mom told me that I am smart. So guys, I struggle. I strive. I try every single day. I fight the hustle. I'm not good at it. By no means. I am not good. but I try. You know, that is the biggest part of it. What's up, country girl sweet? No, long time no see. You know, but I struggle and strive. I fight. I work hard. You know, guys, I might not look it, but man, do you know how much I honestly have to make for my rent? Technically, it's kind of like a rent. I'm renting lot space. Do you know how much I honestly have to make? I have to do an extra $350 worth of work on top of the $150 that I'm able to actually provide in order to be able to stay here, guys. So I have to be able to take and bust my butt because there's not much that I have to do. You know, it's taking and cooking and cleaning, you know, and he works up the hours, you know, guys, and they can only work it up to minimum wage, you know, guys, so it won't affect me, you know, and they have to put me down as part-time, but I still work my butt off even after that. I still go in after the fact and I kick butt and I try my best and I keep their house in order as best I can. You know, guys, I slip a lot, but I try, you know, and that's what matters is you try. And when you sit down and you look at yourself and you truly envision who you are and you truly look into your own heart and you look at who you want to be, you look into your future, you can achieve it. You can reach it. You know, guys, that's the power of sitting down and taking time to yourself. You can think clearly. You can picture every step you're going to take all the way up to the top. You know, guys, this scalds to all of you. Thank you so much for listening so far. Scald. All right, guys. So, yeah. Sorry for the ultra preachy. Yeah, I know. Go, Clint, go. But, you know, guys, it's honestly true. Sit down. Take time to yourself. Look inside. You know, I can't repeat it enough. You know, it's essential. You know, guys, because when we know who we are, hello, Shuck, how you doing, baby? But when we know who we are and we know what we want and we know how strong we are, then, guys, we know we're capable of doing anything. Look at, you know, Alexander the Great. He conquered most of the known world before he was 16 years old because he had a dream and he went for it. Look at Malcolm X. He had a vision. He fought for it. You know, guys, all these people, you know, all these great people that we look up to, all these people we call true American heroes, you know, they're part of history. What's up, Jaden? But are part of history, guys. You know, these are all people that I take inspiration from, guys. Muhammad Gandhi, Buddha, all these people, even Steve Irwin, guys. I take inspiration from him. You know, Mr. Rogers, you know, become part of the neighborhood. Love everyone. You know, treat everyone with respect until they give you no reason to. You know, guys, and even if they give you no reason to, respectfully dip out. You know, guys, make yourself into a pillar for everybody else to look at. And that takes really taking time to yourself to clear your mind. You know, guys, you can't think clearly. You can't focus. You can't work. You're losing energy. Stop and take time to yourself. Be that sitting out in nature. Be that playing video games for a while. Be it writing. Be it reading. Be it art. Be it going for a walk. You know, guys, whatever it may be, even prayer. You know, follow it. Use it. You know, do it. Because when you do, it's going to make your life easier. It's going to make it so much better. And you're going to see a difference in yourself. You know, my friend Nathaniel sent me a song, and I listen to it every day. I can't translate it because it's Sanskrit, but it's very powerful. You know, I wish I could say the name of it even, but it's so hard to say. And I listen to it every day, as I meditate outside in my swamps, guys. And it helps me to clear my own thoughts. And then I turn around right after that and I listen to a song called Yggdrasil, which is literally a song about my creation, about my people's creation, and I listen to it. It's from the Endless Saga. And it gives me strength, it gives me power, and it makes me feel like I can face the world. And then when I get up here, guys, I'm y'all's happy go lucky, friendly guy. You know what I mean? And it's all because I take time to myself, everybody. I get my chores done, but I take time to myself. I go to see you guys, but I take time to myself. I spend time with Jin Jin, and I take time with myself. Guys, just do it. Even if you got to do a little bit all throughout the day, take some time to yourself to sit with your own thoughts. Guys, I have many, 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 many thoughts. I got to sit down and shuffle through them like that damn guy off a shift. I have to sit down and shuffle through them and force myself into the right one. And it's very hard to do that. It's not easy. Luckily, I'm not triggered by light like he is. But in my case, I have to literally focus really hard, just to be able to maintain that control. And taking time to myself every day is what allows me to do that. You got anger problems? Take time to yourself to go out and just scream at the sky. Not necessarily at anybody, not at God, the gods, whoever you want to look at, Allah, whatever. Don't just go out and scream obscenities in the sky for, at the creator. Go out and scream obscenities just to scream. If you got anger issues, if you got, if you're bipolar, find an outlet. If you're schizophrenic, find an outlet. If you're have anxiety, learn to face it. Face a little bit more of it every single day, and you'll get stronger. You'll make yourself better because you took time to yourself. You took time to sit down and think. You took time to be a human being. You took time to be a philosopher. You took time to look at your soul. When you do that, sometimes it scares you what you see. But man, when it's all over, you can be an honest, true person. Why? Because you know who you are. Exactly who you are. Because you take time every day to think about that. You take time every day to think about your goals, so you reach for them. You never stop. You keep striving. You keep struggling. You never quit until that day you achieve them. And then you sit back and you figure out a new goal, and you go for it, and you fight for it, and you strive for it. And you just keep trucking along, man. Thank you for this, the compliment on the sunsets. But, you just keep trucking along. You keep firing on all cylinders. Don't stop. Guys, it was as soon as you stop, just as soon as you stop, it's all over. It's all over. You got to start all over again. That's never anything anybody wants to do. Guys, and then sometimes life makes you start all over again. It's never easy, but you got to face it. Guys, you got to just deal with it. What's up? There we go. There's my baby's channel. I'm going to give us another scald real quick. All right, guys. Got to set up with another drink here in a minute. But yeah, guys, sitting down, taking time, meditating, thinking on life, thinking on situations you're in, thinking on situations you've been through, thinking on situations that maybe you caused. Look at everything, analyze it, really look at it, really think about it from an outsider perspective every time you do too. Because you can't look at it from your way. You have to look at it from a different angle. Look at it from multiple different angles. That always helps. Well, anyway, guys, we've had 20 minutes. Do a quick scald. Want to talk just a little bit longer on the subject. and then we're going to get on to the hangouts. All right, everybody? Skull. All right. So one thing that my grandfathers instilled inside me was, son, your mind is the strongest muscle in your body, not necessarily in the way you think, but you work it, you exercise it, you make it stronger every day by learning everything you can. Gain as much knowledge and wisdom as you can, you know, even if it means becoming a jack of all trades, do it. Even if it means that, you might not necessarily belong somewhere for a while, do it. Guys, why? Because you're learning something. You're gaining a new skill. You're gaining a new power. And guys, sitting down and reflecting every day on that wisdom that your parents, your grandparents pass on to you, that's another reason why you need to sit down and meditate. Sit down to yourself every single day. Ask yourself questions that I've already went over, but at the same time, think about the wisdom, the words that your grandparents, your mom, maybe even your great-grandparents, some of us even great-great-grandparents were able to impart upon us. Look into these people's speeches. Look into how they answered their questions, how they moved, how they walked, how they talked, the strength that they carry themselves with. And you yourself will have that strength eventually. As long as you can sit down every single day, take a little bit of time and really look at the messages that they left you. Because guys, that's their legacy. Their legacy is you and the teachings that they left behind. So you've got to literally sit down and think about that. You're important. Why? Because you carry a legacy. And you need to carry your family's traditions. You need to carry your family's wisdoms. You need to carry your family's understandings and pass it along. Even if it's outdated, add it to your current family's way of use. Guys, create your own family code, as it was. Family history. Keep up with it. Know your roots. Sitting down and thinking about that and talking to your family is an easy way to be able to remember where you come from. Because remembering where you come from is so important. And sitting down and thinking to yourself is just as important. Guys, because you got to be able to recharge. You got to be able to face the world again. And the only way to do that is by literally sometimes just saying, I need a break. Leave me be. I'll be back. Guys, that's all you got to do. And that's the easiest way to be able to relax. Also sitting down and looking back on past deeds that may not have been the greatest, things that you may not be proud of. Look back on what you actually did wrong, what part you played. And it might help you to get over any negative feelings you have related to those situations. If you feel guilty about it, look back and see what you did. Forgive yourself and move on. It'll help you to move forward. That is the main reason why you sit down to yourself every day and take some time to yourself at the bare minimum every other day. Don't let yourself get burnt out. Don't be a candle lit at both ends, guys, because you can't just let yourself burn down to nothing, because the world will break you if it can. It will shatter you into a million pieces if it chooses to. And you've got to counteract that. You've got to be stronger than that. You've got to be able to stand up, look at the world, and say, screw you, man, I'm doing this. This is me. Or forget you, dude. This is just who I want to be. This is where I want to be. Sometimes you got to stand up, look at the world, and tell them, I am who I am. Accept it. Or move on. Sometimes it takes forgiveness. That's another reason. You can reflect on so many different things. The main point of the reason being is it's healthy to be able to sit down every single day, if you get a chance, for at least 30 minutes. Think to yourself, have your own philosophies, work on your own problems, work on yourself, heal yourself, make yourself feel better. That way you can face a world with a smile. That way you can look at the world and be like, hello, how you doing? Instead of, oh, I don't want to be here. Instead of feeling that way, you can literally just be like, guys, this is incredible. This place is amazing. Have you seen how beautiful it is outside? Did you know that guy down there who never talks to me actually said hi today? There could be all kinds of things that are just small, little bitty details that are God's little miracles. Whatever God it is you serve, be it Odin, be it Jesus, be it God, be it Yeshua, be it Yahweh, be it Allah, be it whoever, then you're looking at a beautiful creation. You're looking at a wonderful world. You're looking at opportunities every single time, and you can miss them unless you sit down and clear your mind and think. So, that's my rant. I hope you don't mind. I know it wasn't a full 30 minutes, but guys, I just feel like I hit the nail on the head and that there's just not much more to say on the subject. So, without further ado, let's crack back open the water jug for another scald right after I get back from the bathroom. And we gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy ourselves, shall we? Oh, I've been great there, Motorsports. Give me just a little bit of time. Enjoy the ambient sound and a little bit of sunlight left. Chuck, move your leg. Move your leg. All right, guys. Chuck, move your foot. Thank you. All right, guys. Let's shift this around so Chuck can have some more room. There we go. Drag that a little closer. All right, guys. So yeah, let's get a scald ready. How about you guys? I think we deserve one, shall we? All right. So how's everybody's day been? How's their night going? What you have for supper? How's your mama and them? Everybody doing good? Scald to any new friends, scald to all the old friends, and scald to anybody else that just needs a good feeling right now, man. All right, let me see my chat froze. There we go. Nope, chat hasn't frozen. But welcome in, everybody. Remember, please go check out Jen Holder at 976, please, at Jen Holder 976, if you would just go subscribe to her. She's a wonderful lady. She makes great videos. She does some pretty funny dancing videos. She also tries to motivate people with music every day. So go check her out. She's also a huge NASCAR and football fan. So if you like football, you like NASCAR, Jen's the girl to talk to. You know, what's up, Chase? How you doing, man? What's up, Portia? One of your favorite times of the evening? Oh yeah. But so yeah, guys, welcome in. You know, thank you all for showing up. It's been so great having everybody here. It's been a great day. You know, we got a lot of work done. We still got more work to do before we go to bed. You know, still more laundry because it just piles up. You know, unfortunately, when you got somebody who can't always make it to the bathroom, it just piles up. But he's still a great man. He's strong. You know, never put down somebody who's handicapped because, man, they will prove you wrong. All right? Unless they're just broken from it. Which, guys, never let your handicap break you. Never let your struggles define you. Define yourself. Write your own story. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Larry. That's 8:45 right there. Let's get rid of some of these. All righty. So, how you guys doing? It's good to see that you're good. Official, how you doing? Where were you at yesterday's show? Oh, I was in the swamps, man. That's why it didn't come up so well. And last night I tried to just do an ambient sound, you know, for you guys, just the sound for the swamps. So that's why I had a late night where I just didn't talk. I wasn't on the camera. It was literally just the sounds of the swamps, you know. So I was just trying to give y'all something to relax to, you know, trying out different stuff, guys, you know, all that kind of stuff. Oh, your car the beast or car to be, yeah, car to best. It's all good, guys. I just got hit by a scarab. I got my door and windows open. I just got hit by a little scarab beetle. These little guys are really important to the ecosystem. Here you go, little buddy. Out the window. Falling asleep. All right. See you later, Sean. Have a great night, man. You know, we had a great show today. I got a little fired up. So that's always good. You know, love you too, Bubba. I'll see you next time. But speaking of Bubba, I haven't seen Bubba Tori in here for a while. You had a bird in your house this morning? What kind of bird? Birds are always fun. You know, I've always wanted to have a pet songbird that, you know, just flew around my house and just had its own little perch and knew where to land and eat and everything like that. Had its own little nest. You know, I thought about putting a ficus tree in my house for him. What's up, Maxima? How you doing? Yeah, I haven't seen Raymond either. Well, I saw him earlier. But I haven't seen him again yet. But yeah, I haven't seen a few people in a while, man. You know, wonder where Bubba's at. It was smaller. Oh, okay, I got you. Little old songbird, little Tweety bird. You know, those are so pretty. You know, and they're so fragile, though. You got to be so careful with them. Oh, man, it's hot. But trying to save a little money by not running the AC. Oh, yeah. It's cool that did you get him out the house, though? But yeah, guys, if you're new here, please hit the like, share, subscribe, bell icon. Come join the family. You know, come join the conversation. Also, if you wouldn't mind, go check out @JenHolder976. You know, that's my girlfriend. Go check her out. She's trying to get monetized too, guys. She tries to make as many videos as possible. Go give her a shot. So anyway, guys, it was warm today. All right. I'm going to try and sleep. All right, see you later, Carter Best or official. What's up, Jacob? It rained today? Oh man. It's been raining over here for weeks. But we've had 2 days worth of good, pretty weather. Guys. So that's something that we can look forward to. Also, we're supposed to have good weather all week, which means there might be another big thicket trip, guys. But this time, we're going to find a spot where I got some signal. All right, everybody. I just didn't have no signal there. Oh, it was like 80 something? Dang. I love you too, my Jin Jin. Thank you for the kisses. Sun came out this afternoon. I got you. Yeah, it was out this morning, bright and bushy tailed, man. It was just beaming down. I've had my doors and windows wide open all day, and it's still 83 degrees in here. I can't talk. Oh, this one's not necessarily a scald, but I am going to get a drink set up. All right. So yeah, guys, how's everybody's night going? 90 degrees towards the end of the week. Ooh, my Jin Jin is going to be hot. Better hope your power stays on. What's up, Logan? Tomorrow I'll... Okay. All right, Logan, I'm sorry, Bubba, if that's true. I hope not, because there's no reason for you to die. You should be a good and strong young lad from the sounds of it. Because that's kind of not a joking matter, Bubba. Oh, I doubt it'll kill you tomorrow, Bubba. You might live a lot longer than you think. They told my grandpa it was going to kill him in 6 months. He lived 4 years. So, don't give up, man. Leno beat cancer, and he's one of our friends. If he beat it, you can. I understand, man. I know you're not okay. But you can get through this. You got the strength to do it. You just got to reach inside yourself. Try. There's been many of people who beat cancer. Oh, I bet you can. I bet you if you tried hard enough, you can. Never say I can't. I can't should never be in your vocabulary. I guarantee you got the strength. You just ain't trying hard enough. You're scared. I understand. Fight for it, though. Fight that fear. Face it. Be a superhero. Be strong. Be like a knight. Guys, that's what this channel's all about. Raising up those who don't think they can do it. And I think you can do it. I believe in you. I have 100% faith in you, Logan. I think you can do it. Thank you, Jacob, for being so respectful to him. Oh, I'm getting notifications about stuff. Guys, we've almost hit the 40-minute mark. We're actually 40 minutes and some odd seconds into the show, which means that we're only about 20 minutes away from having to end it, guys. So come on in, join the show, join the chat. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon on your way out, and just come join us, everybody. Come have some fun for the end of the night. We already had our final thoughts, which was taking time to yourself. So if you missed it, guys, go on ahead and go back and rewatch later on. You know, oh, I'm tired, guys. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even taking my medicine yet. Definitely prayers for Logan, guys. Cancer is not an easy thing to beat, but I believe he can do it. I think he's strong. He's a soldier. I don't think he should ever give up. Alrighty, guys. But anyhow, I hope everybody's enjoyed the show thus far. If you just came in, thank you so much. Please go on ahead and join the group. If you don't like it, go on ahead and just hit the like button on your way out anyway, just to try to be nice, guys. All right? I know you guys got a good heart. Come on in. Let's have some conversation. Skull to all of you. Have you taken your special medicine? It looks like it 420. Hello. Little bit, man. Little bit. But it's because we almost had a seizure problem today because of heat. So yeah, I had to. But anyhow, oh, my poor Jin Jin. I know you need one, but God bless your heart, you ain't got one. Well, anyway, guys, I want to thank you all again for everybody being here. We're just sitting here chilling right now. Honestly, I'm in such a good mood that I'm going to let you guys choose the topics to talk about. What's going on? You got something to say? Say it. About to take my medicine now. I gotcha, Portia. No, I understand that there, B. I'm probably going to be taking some more after this. But anyhow, it's just one of those days, guys. I'm in kind of zen right now. I got that out and I actually feel really good. It's not often that I can sit here and just chill and relax and not have to worry about anything and be able to spend time with good company, and you guys are some pretty good company. So I want to thank all of y'all for being here. If you're new here, go on ahead and jump on in. We're just sitting here having a good old conversation. Maybe one of these days we'll go out to the thicket and we'll look for old Ironhead. That might be fun. Go walking through the swamps looking for him. Might even see a gator or two. You never know. But Wild 7, thank you very much, man. So how's everyone else doing? I know a lot of people are passing out and it's getting ready for bedtime. We had somebody from Cambodia today. That was a lot of fun. Afternoon hangout. Cambodia, man. That's a long way, dude. I'm reaching a long way from Texas, man, to reach all the way to Cambodia. But I love it. I definitely love it. Always fun coming in here. I got to go to sleep, unfortunately. Have a wonderful night, everyone. All right. See you later, Maxima. Oh, thank you there, Wild 7. But we've had a wonderful time, man. Guys, we're over 1,700 watch hours, valid public watch hours. We're over 1,700 of those. We're almost to that 300 valid public watch hour mark to get monetized. We're at like 1,480 something in people. Guys, we're growing. You guys are making a dream of mine become true. And I want to thank all of y'all, because without y'all, it wouldn't work. Y'all are an incredible part of everything that YouTube is. This part of being a content creator is being able to sit up here and spread a word, and being able to reach out and actually get to people, actually being able to maybe help somebody with their life, maybe even be able to change someone's existence forever, in a good way. That's what you always want to do. Of course, some people come on here and they're fake as they could be, and then some people come on here and they're just rude as they can be, for no reason, and I don't understand that. And then some of them are just weird. Some people are just make me look fuck. Excuse me, almost said French. Made me look totally sane there. I got a friend in my chat from Scotland. Her name is Louise. Yeah, I would, Scotland is awesome. I'd love to go to Scotland and try haggis. That's always been an idea of mine. Go eat some real traditional homemade haggis. Might not be the best flavor in the world, but by God, I could say I tried it. As long as I don't vomit, I can keep my dignity. You remind me of a real good friend I have here in Ohio. That's a good thing. Oh, thank you, man. It's always a wonderful thing to remind somebody of a dear loved one, or a father figure, or an uncle or something like that. I love that. It fuels my reason for doing this channel. It makes me want to continue this positive journey with you guys. It makes me want to be able to raise you guys up and lift you high. Because why? Because I get an emotional high off of it, guys, by making y'all smile. That's the truth. I get an emotional high because I actually make a difference. I'm not just some guy yakking into a phone. I actually help people. I actually remind them of people that they love, or I become someone that is like part of their family. It's been an incredible journey, like with Bubba Torrey. He ended up becoming a dear friend. I don't know where he's been for the longest time. I'm going to have to find him and text him. But, guys, it's amazing, and it's all y'all's doing. Yeah, she told me something interesting that I will share in Morning Mojo tomorrow. Okay, Jen. Keep speaking and spreading your word and wisdom, bro. Thank you, Wild Seven. Thank you very much. And I personally don't think I'm wise. I personally just think I'm a guy who happens to have a different way of thinking, a different way of looking at things. Because I don't see colors. Because, guys, I barely half the time see people because of my schizophrenia. So when I do see people, I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you are. I'm happy to see you. Instead of seeing something creepy like I always do. It's amazing to meet new friends. And every time I come on here, I can focus. I don't see anything past this little ring of light. Guys. And that helps so much. I got told today by another friend of mine in my chat that I have kind eyes. Oh, that's sweet, baby. And you do have kind eyes, and you got a sweet smile, and you got one of the most infectious laughs I've ever heard. Guys, I've been told I got a good hearty laugh, which, yeah, I haven't laughed real hard this stream, but it's because, guys, I'm just mellow. I'm just chill right now, and it's been a wonderful time. I like to think I've always been a good judge of character, and something positive brought me to your channel. I'm glad I met a real friend. Thank you, Portia. Thank you so much. You know, if I ever go to Ohio to visit my friend Kenny one day, I might just stop by to say hi. You know, he's a great dear friend of mine. Really awesome. You know, just I really do miss him a lot. But guys, I'm glad y'all been enjoying the shorts. You know, I've been trying to find the next big one, like my zombie apocalypse short, but eventually it'll pop up. You know, guys, just got to be patient. But everybody's trying to look for that big break, especially if you're trying to come up in the world. You know, and my big break came real early. So let's see if I can find another one real soon. You know, and let's spike those numbers up to 2,000. You know, and I like to try to think that, you know, I try my best to be a good man because the things I see are terrible. The things I hear are terrible. You know, even in the real world, the things I see and hear are terrible. You know, attacks on Kashmir, you know, people dying left and right. This whole P. Diddy thing with whizzing in somebody's mouth. I don't even want to think about it. You know, gross. How could you be into that? Just, woo. That's just problems. All right, that's problems with a capital P. Diddy. I'm glad I left Lettuce's channel. They were mean and you guys have treated me like I am somebody. Baby, that's because you are somebody. Everybody's somebody. Are into all the conspiracy theories. Well, no, guys, this is actually the trial. This is what his wife took and said he was doing. So when I watched the trial, I was just like, he's into some weird stuff because he pleaded no contest. You know, so I'm just like, okay. No contest means that he actually is kind of owning up to it, but just doesn't want to get charged for it. But there are certain conspiracy theories I believe in. I'll admit that. You know, like, I really want to believe in Bigfoot. Oh, I know. I know nobody cares about the Diddy stuff. He's the diddler, though. Yeah, I got y'all guys. I'm gonna stop it at that. But anyhow, you know, it was just, we had a great day with my friend. You know, when he finally woke up, he just he went down hard from pain, but now that he's awake, he's feeling a lot better, guys. And I got him a nice good hot meal, cooked some nice good deep fried pork chops, well, pork cutlets with some nice good homemade from scratch baked beans with some mashed potato, or not mashed potatoes, potato salad and macaroni salad. So gave him a good healthy meal. Let's hope that it sits nice and easy on his stomach and he's able to keep it down, guys. You know, because that's always great. Oh yeah, had mac and cheese for supper. That's never that bad of an idea. You know, I've had mac and cheese before, but I put big old chunks of bacon in it. Oh, yeah. What's up, Pandemonium Cat? Welcome back. Nice to see you again. Yeah, Jin Jin's in the chat today. We chit-chatting it up. I was just telling everybody what I cooked for supper. You know, it was actually really good. You know, guys, pork cutlet, baked beans, potato salad, macaroni salad, all of it from scratch. Oh, yeah. Howdy, howdy. So, guys, if you don't mind, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, come join the family, come check us every single day. You know, I make multiple videos a day, I make a lot of shorts a day, so come check us out. You know, we're always trying to motivate everybody. We're always trying to give you good vibes. You know, this is trying to be the positive channel where you can come, not be judged for who you are, and be able to find a family that accepts who you are. and be able to find somewhere where you can speak your mind without someone telling you you're wrong. The famous Jen is here. Yes, she is. My love of my life. All right. Let's not overflow it. Let's not do that. But Shuck. That is a tripod that your big Labrador butt had to dang near knock over. Oh, my Jinjin's blushing. Scald for the last 5 minutes. And unfortunately, the bladder calls again, guys. I will return. All right. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Shuck decided to booty bump the whole entire thing. So sorry about it being all rocky a minute ago. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the show for sure. You know, we definitely have had a great night. Shuck, would you quit chasing flies? But we definitely had a good night. You know, well, mosquitoes, flies, mosquitoes, all kinds of stuff out here. But anyhow, guys, I can't wait to see y'all tomorrow. You know, y'all are going to be absolutely a blast, like always. You know, don't forget to tune in for Morning Mojo. Don't forget to check out @GenHolder976. You know, don't forget to check out a few people, guys, that I've mentioned before, like Destined to Recover. And let's see, who else can I give a shout out to? You know, I got to write her number down. Never mind. But she calls herself Fox. Check her out. You know, she's from Las Vegas. She's really awesome. You know, guys, there's quite a few people I could shout out. You know, Raymond Bryant, go check him out. You know, he's an awesome young man. He's a very special young man. You know, but go check him out and give him some love, guys. So everybody, you know, I'm going to set up one final scald since we finally drained the lizard again. And this goes out to all of y'all, the backbone of the channel, the very essence of what YouTube is about, reaching the very fabric of the world everywhere. All right, guys? So thank y'all all so much for joining. And I can't wait to see y'all again next time here on Final Thoughts with Clint Gage. You know, guys, it has been an amazing night. And don't forget, love your mama, love your papa, love yourself, be kind, always find a way to help. See from the swamps, later from a gator, guys. It's going to be an amazing night. Hope all of you have wonderful dreams. All right? Scald, everybody. So for these last 30 seconds, the next thing I'm going to say is I love you, Jen. I'll call you in just a minute, okay, baby? I'll see you soon. All right, everyone. Love y'all too. Like I've said before, goodbye.